Good morning from Warnemünde, Germany. We are still on our Baltic cruise and we're in this cute little seaside beach town in northern Germany, right on the Baltic Sea. This was supposed to be our beach day, but again, it's 60 degrees and it's supposed to rain all day, but let's see what we can find. Let's go! So the sun docked early this morning, probably 5 a.m. or so. There's a train station right here. We may go to a town called Rostock later. And then here's the Alterstrom Canal. And then up that way is the beach, which is going to be very dreary and rainy today, but I'd still like to check it out. Alright, so this is the Edvard Munch house. If you're not familiar with the name, you're probably familiar with his most famous painting, The Scream, which is hypothesized to be about dread and anxiety and all that kind of stuff. There was theories that Munch himself suffered from schizophrenia, but probably bipolar disorder, which is different. But it is closed today. It's only open on the weekends. We're here on a Monday, July 6th, I think it is. But this is where he lived for a few years. Right here on the Alterstrom in front of the canal. So trust me, this is hilarious. You just have to translate it. Alright, so we're walking out to the beach area now. There's a little lighthouse. Lighthouses on either side of the harbor. But yeah, sand dune kind of beaches. We'll get closer, but out at the end there's a green lighthouse on the west side and a red lighthouse on the east side, but all the traffic passes through those, and you can either go in the small canal here for like small boats, and then there's a wider berth on the other side for the cruise ships. So here we've got these twin lighthouses, the red on the east side, and across the harbor opening here, we've got our green one. Tell you what, even on a cloudy, drizzly day here, this is so very cool. So this building here is called the Teepott, and it's a restaurant and I think a couple other things. But then the lighthouse back here, it's only €5 for a family to climb to the top, so I think we might do that here. There's a railing around the outside right under the light that I saw people on, so it's definitely open. Oh, 2 levels actually. I see somebody on the lower level, and then beyond that there's something called the Seepromenade, so it's their like version of a boardwalk, so we'll get a good view of the beach from there. But cool little beach town. This is awesome. Wish the weather was a little better, but you know, can't have everything. But it's still really neat. It's not raining hard. It's just barely a drizzle here. I think I've put my hood up like twice maybe. The restrooms that we just came out of behind me, really cool. Like robotic, super automated restrooms. It actually, when Doc was done, it cleaned itself. Like it locked the door and a yellow light came on. It went through like a cleaning cycle. So I don't know what that entailed, but everything is like little push buttons in there. Everything's in German, but it was like super easy to figure out. This is nice. So yeah, we're gonna maybe go up in the lighthouse here and then check out the Seepromenade. So here's a Seepromenade. Got some little kid rides, a lot of food stands, some Lionel Richie. I'm gonna try and talk over it so I don't get a copyright strike. Some shops. Here's the lighthouse, and no shortage of bars in this town. We got the beach bar behind me as well. Oh, the steps are numbered. That's so cool. They're like step 46, 47, 48. Alright, so if you know me, you know this is slightly uncomfortable. I think the sign outside said about 34 meters high, so about 100 feet up here. And we're still below the light itself, or right under the light. But here you can see the Baltic Sea, the strand, the beach, and then we were just down on the Seepromenade. And yeah, our ship dead ahead, way out there, although it's maybe a mile. Everything's very close, very walkable, although I'm not crazy about walking up here where it's slippery. Although really no way to fall out of here. So, Warnemünde Lighthouse, here we are. Sorry if I get raindrops on the lens here. It's raining more steady now. But yeah, ship's out there. Ferris wheel. It's right here, and then here's the... you can see the two channels very well from up here. You got the small one that we were on, and then the larger one beyond for the cruise ships. But I'm going to not bump my head on this.
Yes, yeah.
If I can help it. It's pretty long. I have to go. Oh my god, I gotta get near to the edge if I don't want to bump my head. You can see our red and green lighthouses out there, hopefully. And the beach. What a cool town. Big fan of all the stops on this trip. Hold on. Of all the stops on this trip, I had never heard of Warnemünde. And it was kind of billed as Berlin, but Berlin is a 3-hour train ride. So there were a lot of people that were off our ship at 6 a.m. We're in port for 14 hours. So they were off the ship right at 6 a.m. to take the train in to see Berlin. We just figured, we were hoping it would be a nice beach day, you know, hang out here on the coast. It's not, but it's still such a cool town. So all the other cities, except maybe Tallinn, Estonia, I've heard of before we came. But yeah, this is Warnemünde is a good stop if you ever see that on a cruise. And you're here maybe in August, hopefully, then it'd be a lot better. There's so many sailboats out there, and it's very foggy now on the Baltic. Before you could see sailboats way in the distance, but the fog's rolling in. The rain's getting harder. It's only going to rain harder the rest of the day. All right, so the Warnemünde Lighthouse. I actually didn't flip out that much about the heights. I think I'm maybe getting used to it, or maybe I'm confident in the German engineering. But yeah, the sign outside says it's 34 meters high. There's a sign inside that says it's 38 meters high. So somewhere around there. And then our platform that we were on was 24 meters high. So times 3, what's that, about 72, 75 feet maybe high is where we were. So very cool. All right, after figuring out public transportation, a couple train hops, we're here in Rostock, Germany. We are first going to go into St. Mary's Church over here. There's a cool, like, astronomical calendar, I think, that was made in the medieval ages, right? That's there. That's still incredibly accurate. Newmarket Square is where we are right now. Got these statues, got this bird pole here with kind of a waterfall coming off it. We decided to come here last minute, so I've done zero research in this town. But yeah, this is Newmarket Square here. Somehow we ended up here. We did buy tickets. It appeared that we never needed the tickets, or we didn't validate them correctly, or something. I don't know. We had paper tickets in our hands, and everything was in German. So we're going to go explore here and see what's up. We're in University Square in Rostock, and I think we're wrapping up our day. The sun has finally come out, and it's time to leave. So if you like what we're doing here at Hiker Dude Dad, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. See you next time.